Hello, Ron. Nice seeing you. How are you?
Oh, very good. Good to see you guys again.
Absolutely. Excited with everything that's happening with the band?
It's a lot going on. It's kind of hard to keep everything um in tune, because there's so much happening on both ends of it, and just trying to explain it is kind of complicated.
Okay, so let me try shooting you questions and see if we can unravel this
Oh,
mystery.
real quick. We're starting to work outside. I had my back door open. I like the cool air. It's beautiful, but
Oh, it is. Oh, it is. It is.
now
It's
it's nice and quiet. I could hear you.
okay. Let me start. So you have announced a Ripple Fest, right? In September
Ripple Fest, yes, September 19th,
9,
I believe.
19. Mhm.
Playing on the Friday night, which is the first show that officially that we've announced for Legions of Doom.
Okay, so that announcement says that the band will have the new record in hand.
Yes, the idea is for the new record to be released in September. I'm still working on the date because we haven't finished recording yet, and the time you have to work your way kind of backwards with making vinyl these days and just having everything lined up so everything you get a date where everything can be delivered.
Okay.
And with after the pandemic and things got very complicated with vinyl because everybody was making vinyl, so everything took about 8 months to actually hand it in the final mastered music to be sent off, and everything is printed and back to be released. So now it's I think 4 to 5 months or something like that. I'm not quite sure. I'm waiting for an answer this morning, actually, from the record company. I'm still trying to get dates so I could figure out when we can play. And there's so much,
Oh,
uh,
yes, yes.
so many answers are relying on other answers to get it all smoothed out. And I'm waiting on a lot right now.
And it's TP Records, correct?
Yes, TP Records, the
Oh,
same label that put out the first two Skull records.
got it. For the show in Texas, will you have Carl and Scott for the show?
The idea is to have both singers, yes, Carl and Scott Riegers, because they both are performing on the new record, and we want to keep Legions of Doom with these two singers
Okay,
going forward. And unless, who knows, things can change in the future. Things change quickly, but right now, Legions of Doom is with both Scotty and Carl.
great, great. And back to the vinyl. Are you thinking or have you planned for different colors, different special editions, all that nice stuff?
We haven't got that far yet. We're still actually recording. We have a few things some overdubs we have to do. So we're not even done recording.
Okay.
So it's like, as far as that, I have the artwork done. Um, so we're good on that part of it, but we have to do a lot of the stuff that on the back, all the credentials and all that good stuff. But since we're not done recording yet, and mixing and mastering, there's so much more to do. I have to hopefully get it all done in the next 2 weeks.
Okay, fair enough. I saw a clip.
I hope to have something cool as far as vinyl, 'cause I know people collect the vinyl, and it's not going to be standard black like a normal vinyl. It's going to be something weird and funky, just to because that's cool.
I mean, frankly, you cannot have doom metal without vinyl,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
Doesn't work like that.
See, but the thing is, we are going to release a single beforehand.
No, okay.
I'm not sure when, because like I said, it all depends when everything is done. So it could be July, it could be August, and hopefully we'll know within the next month. But we will be releasing a single from this record prior to the release of the full length.
So the single will be only digital, or can we expect a 7-inch, for example?
7-inch vinyl, definitely. I got them to agree on that, so
Because-
I'm happy with that. Finally, we're like a normal. Here's your vinyl. Here's your early single. So we're gonna get people excited about that, and it pretty much trying to determine the song, but it's so far it's looking like the song we played for you guys the other night at Reggie's.
all good things.
Yeah, that's looking like the single that's going to be coming out. I'm
I
not
have a couple.
100% positive, but that's looking like the way we're going.
I have a couple of questions about that, but
Sure, sure.
first of all, I saw a clip with Henry recording the drums for the album, and it looked like it was a big hallway. Was this in Hypercube Studio?
No, no, this was Electric Audio, Steve Albini's studio.
Okay.
He's got the best room in Chicago for doing drums. It's massive. It's a big two-story room, and it really gives a natural ambiance and reverb on the drums and makes them loud and powerful. And when you put Henry on it, it made it even twice as much. So it actually had too much reverb on it because he hit so damn hard.
I was expecting to see the tiles going up.
Oh yeah, there was smoke and dust coming off the ceiling. You know, it was like Motorhead was playing in there or something. Yeah, Henry can hit them damn things pretty hard.
Honestly, I love the way he plays the drums live. So I expect it's kind of the same in the studio. I'm not sure, but live he's awesome.
It is. We have to kind of reel him in because some of that stuff it affects the recording. But that's how he plays. He's an animal. He hits them drums like they stole his TV. So he really, yeah, he that's how he always plays. That's why he's in the band. You know, we're all deaf and actually we can hear him playing. So do the
Okay,
neighbors.
of course. Um, so who did the mixing, or who is going to do the mixing?
Right now, Sanford Parker, the engineer who did the recordings, is mixing the singles. That's what we're right now. And Quentin, who mixed our first two records, is supposed to mix this full length,
Oh,
which we'll have that all lined up this week when he gets all the tracks. But Quentin Poitner, who did the first two records,
got
he's
it.
awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to start working with him. But Sanford's still in the process. We're still in the recording process, so Sanford, it's still all in Sanford's hands. And
So
he's the one who had Hypercube Studio. We've been working and recording there as well. We did the rhythms and drums at Electric Audio,
got
and then
it.
we operations over to Hypercube with Sanford.
So when do you remember when did you start actually writing stuff for this record?
Right after the last Skull record, because I had one song that I wrote half it that was supposed to be on that last record, but we never finished it. So it was like one of the ones that I was going to finish writing for the third Skull album, which we wrote 95% with Eric Wagner. So that song, I couldn't come up with a proper ending, and Lotar actually came up with the second half. It was amazing. So we finished that song. So we right away, right after the last the Skull album. God, I can't remember the name of it. My goodness. Wow. The Endless Road Turns Dark.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh, right, right. After that, we started writing right away because it was real busy because Eric wanted to do a solo record, but he had a lot of songs on the table, so we're going through things that Eric wrote and things I wrote and Lothar wrote. So we put together probably like 13, 14 songs that we're working on.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, we're getting closer. And Eric starts taking songs away. No, I want to put this on my solo record. I want to put this on my solo record. We're like, dude, what are you doing?
Oh, goodness.
Which, if you heard the solo album, it's amazing. His solo record is really, really good. And I got to play on three or four songs on it. So that turned out really well. So the last tour we did with Eric, um, he took a break from writing with us for the Skull and said, "Let me finish my solo record." So he wanted to get it mixed, recorded, mixed, mastered, and everything done before we went on tour. And then we are going to do the tour, and after the tour, we're going to finish writing the Skull record. But unfortunately, he never made it back from that tour. So that's when he passed away halfway through that tour, and we were left with I think 8 songs, I do believe, that we wrote with Eric, 7 or 8, and lyrics. He wrote lyrics to almost all the songs already. So I had some of it, and the family kind of was gave me the rest of them because he had a file for the new Skull record on his
Mhm.
computer. And when the family got that, I got all the songs. I was able to put it all together. And we had one song we wanted to do kind of like the Beatles, since Eric was such a big Beatles fan, where he recorded this song with just himself playing the acoustic guitar and singing. And he sent it to me a while ago. He said, I want you guys to make it heavy. I'm like, you mean louder? You know, it's a acoustic song. You can't really make heavier. You just make it louder. And he says, well, just rock it up. Do what you and Lothar do. And we were going to get to it. We just never got to it. So we never did. So all we had was the recording with Eric singing and playing acoustic. And now with the modern technology, like the Beatles did, they were able to use the song that John Lennon did playing the piano and separate it. And we did the same thing, which, Eric's up there going, ha, I got you to do the Beatles thing, so he should be happy, but we were able to separate it and we wrote the song around that. We finished writing it and recorded it. So we have that song with Eric's lyrics
Great.
and him singing it.
Hmm.
So we got one track I'm going to be on the record with Eric singing, which is pretty amazing. It's really weird to play to it because we had to play to it hearing Eric singing and record to it. It's creepy. We get the goosebumps. I got the goosebumps talking about it now. And each one of us playing to it was a special experience. It really was.
Honestly, my follow-up question to that is what I had planned to ask is how strange was to write music with knowing that Eric will not be singing or not even having him uh, in the picture.
Most of the songs were written already. And the whole idea, I was just gonna like probably the last time I talked to you guys, I said the skull was done. I was just going to push that to the side and we're just going to start a new band because I don't think I could mentally go
Right.
back to it. But it's like grief has different stages. And as time goes on, you're able to do more and take in more and handle more. So I'm like, we were messing around with the Legion of Doom playing, the COC songs, Vitus songs, and having a good time. And them guys are saying, let's finish the Skull record.
Hmm.
It's a band us Legion of Doom, let's finish your Skull record, then we'll move on and we'll do our own record later on. I'm like, okay. So Lothar and I revisited it and realized that the songs with the lyrics were almost all the way done and arranged already. So we just had to tweak a few of them, which it was tough. But me and Lothar, like I said, we're a good writing partnership, and we're able to take one song at a time and finish them. And knowing that we had his lyrics, and that was the main thing where the other guys, Scotty and Carl, were honored to be able to sing Eric's lyrics, and they really wanted to. So the push from all them guys helped me mentally able to do it, and we put it all together.
Yeah, it's what we say, right? The band is like a family.
Yes, yes. And
It's the band's.
they're my support group, man. They
Right.
really are.
Yeah. So, how many songs do we expect in the Legions of Doom album?
I think eight,
Hmm.
8 songs, I do believe. I have to go back to it because I after recording, I kind of had to get away from it so I'm not over saturated in my brain. And we're just kind of concentrating on a couple songs and trying to figure out which one's going to be a single. That's what we're doing right now. And we still have 2 songs that we have to finish, record, and overdubs. So I do believe there's 8.
And how do you separate the songs for Carl to sing and for Scotty to sing?
Yeah. Um, since I've known Carl and Scotty for so long, and I know how they sing and kind of how the lyrics are on the songs. It kind of just fell into place. It was very strange. For me, it wasn't that hard. I think it was only one song I had a question on where right away it's like, okay, this Scotty who sings this, Carl sings this, Carl sings this, Scotty sings that. It was fairly easy just by knowing how them guys are, their personalities, and what I think Eric, who he would choose to sing the song.
Hmm.
So there's just a one, I think I was kind of on the border line. I'm like, we'll just let Scotty sing that one and Carl do this one. So ends up that Carl's singing four and Scotty's singing three and Eric's singing one. It
Mm.
works out. And there might be an extra one that we did with Carl. I'm not sure. That's what I said with a number. I'm not sure what's going to be on the record because we're we're in that mentality of doing CDs where you're not limited by time. Like where now everything's back to vinyl, where the best quality is like 20 to 25 minutes per side.
Right.
Otherwise, it affects the music. And now you're going back to that and the time, and it's like figuring out the songs, so it makes you have to write shorter songs, which is a good thing, you know. It's but so that's why 8 songs instead of like 15. You know, if we are doing just a CD, we probably would have had
Right.
more.
And honestly, I think writing shorter songs is more challenging, right?
Yes.
Because you
Oh
have to
yeah.
put all the stuff there instead of writing 10-minute song, which is also fine. You can
Oh,
do.
I know. That's I say I don't want to say it's bad because we're still going to continue it, but we have a couple short songs that we wrote, and you know, Eric's like, we finally did. We're able to write some like Paranoid, you know, by Sabbath. What's 3.5 minutes? So it's like we see if we can say everything and do everything we want in a song in under 4 minutes. And
Okay.
that was the goal. So we're actually trying to do that. And we got, I think, 3 songs that are under 4 minutes, but we got a couple that are really long as well, just because that's how it is. You know, you're gonna do the kind of music that we do, which they call doom metal, which we just still call metal. You know, we're still that old school that it kind of it's fun playing them long songs.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
all the different parts and the changes, and it's you take people on a nice long voyage. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, my question about the singers, I was trying to see whether the music, you said, okay, let's have half and half, for example. I'm just saying this, and then thinking of the voice, writing the music. But it sounds like you had the music and then you picked who is singing what.
Right. So it's going to be a little more challenging writing the Legion of Doom record. The real, you know, I don't want to say the real one. This is a real record, but when the band actually writes as a band for the next record, it's going to be different and challenging for all of us. You know, this is kind of like a practice to get together and doing it this way, but the next part is going to be completely different. So I'm looking forward to that. You know, that'll be happening. We're all starting to write music already for it. So when we all get together, I'm hopefully we have a record by winter and we
Oh,
could
wow.
record again next winter.
Well, I like the fact that you are thinking ahead. It's not like, let's do this and let's test the waters and see how it's going. Because frankly, when I saw the band with Candlemas in Regis, that show was awesome. It was the band was killing it, man. So it would have been such a shame not to keep going and then also recording new music.
It the skull, like I said, we had some wonderful songs, and Lothar and I really want to still be able to play them.
Yeah.
And and with Carl singing, it just fits in, so we actually can keep the skull going. And Scott Rieger said he'd only be part of Legion of Doom if we keep the skull going. He says because the
Okay.
skull is one of his favorite bands. He said you guys got to keep going, otherwise I'm not going to do this. I'm like, you know, I'm sure he would anyway, but it says okay, we could do this and play as a skull once in a while and play all the songs from the records. And it's a nice thing where we don't have to end, you know, and it's a positive thing, and everybody was encouraging us to continue. So it's a good thing, you know. But we're gonna be, you know, the Legion of Doom as well. So it's like being two bands that are very similar and really the same but different, you know.
Of
It's
course.
it's it's fun. Going
So
from like a year ago, I don't think I was gonna play again, you know, or 2 years. It's been a
yeah,
quick.
I think that life, the last 5 years or so, has taught us that we cannot plan ahead, but at the same time, it's good to have something to look forward.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So all the credit to Scotty for keeping the Skull and Legions of Doom rides going.
Absolutely. Yeah. He's the voice of reason, man.
Are you planning to film a music video for Legions of Doom?
We already did. We filmed a couple actually.
Oh,
just because we didn't sure which one was going to be the single. So we kind of did two videos. So it ended up we will have two videos in the future, if not more. Um, because we realized this because on the last record we did, Endless Road, Eric wanted to do a video for every song. And we pretty much are in the process of it. We have, I think, half of two songs to go, and we'll have a full video record of Road. So it's pretty cool. You know, we've been filming on the tours and all this stuff, and now Lothar and I just got to put it together, and we'll have a full record of videos. So that'll be coming out within a year as well.
so hold on. What are you gonna release a DVD, you mean?
Yeah, yeah, a DVD of video, like a video representation of Endless Road Turns Dark.
Oh, interesting. So how are you planning to schedule the releases? I mean, you have the Legions of Doom, you said you have this DVD. How do you have at least a loose schedule in your mind for this year? Releasing music, releasing the DVD, and then actually playing some shows.
That it's all like I said, this month I have a lot of stuff that I'm right now my mind is going crazy because it's creative. I just want to do so much. And so we know as soon as I get this release date of the record, we'll work our way backwards. And then we're talking to our booking agents about shows, but we're not agreeing to anything yet. We want to wait to see when the record's coming out because that's what everybody wants us to play after the record comes out. So
Okay.
as soon as we get that date narrowed down, we can agree to certain shows. Like we want to play on the East Coast, we're gonna play around the Midwest. You know, we need to play, but we can't agree to anything or announce anything now because we don't have the release date. So that's kind of holding us back. But in the meantime, we want to get a website going and start selling all these old. We got so many old crazy skull shirts. We want to sell those on the website, and that's something we would probably sell the DVD of Endless Road Turns Dark videos as well.
That's very
But
interesting.
plus, we got like probably two shows, live shows that we've recorded with Eric that we could eventually put out records. So there's a lot of stuff we still could do with the skull. So that's why we want to keep the skull alive.
So, speaking about shows, how are you planning to split the number of shows to play between Legions of Doom and the Skull?
The skull's going to be very minimal. That'll probably be in Chicago once in a while. I can't
Okay.
picture Skull really playing anywhere else. As a touring band, we're going to be Legions of Doom. And we got to see how Scotty's schedule is because if there's certain shows that Scotty cannot play, we would just call it the Skull then, even though we'd be playing a lot of the Legion of Doom stuff. But we would let people know, say we're going to do a Legion of Doom set or a Skull set. That's something we could say. The Skull set would be the 95% Skull songs, where Legions of Doom is the Corrosion of Conformity, the Saint Vitus, and we would
Right.
do some Leadfoot stuff of Carl's. Trouble and the Skulls included in there as well, but it's different, completely different sets. So
Yeah.
we'll let people know, and I love the freedom of being able to do that. So there's not as much pressure. With Scott has some personal things he has to take care of at home. I'm not sure how much he can commit to. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna find out this month as well. There's a lot on my list is so long of everything I have to find out this month.
I don't want to add to a stress to your thinking, man. So I think you told me, no, I'm sure you told me that Eric wrote the lyrics for All Good Things.
Yes.
So and I'm not sure if I understood the rest of the songs, the Legions of Doom. Do they have Eric's lyrics?
Eric wrote all the lyrics on this new
Okay,
record.
got it, got it. Oh, and this is why you said the next Legions of Doom album may be a little bit. But,
Right.
oh,
Because I don't have to arrange it with the lyrics. I have all the lyrics. I had to put it in
right.
and tell these guys
Okay,
what to sing. Like here, this is the verse and chorus, and this is how I kind of want you to sing. Next one, it's going to be up to them. It's like you're the singer, you figure it out. I just want to play bass in this band, and just relax. But it's going to be a different process where Carl, he writes lyrics, and Scotty not so much. So I probably there might be some cross writing with that with lyrics. I know Henry writes, and Lotar and I will. It's going to be a total band effort going forward.
And again, not putting pressure on you, when will the band website will go live so we can be able to buy merch and all that cool stuff?
Yeah, I hope soon. I got the domain, everything is set. It's just all of us to find time. Like I don't understand computers. It just drives me nuts. It's one of the things I put my mind elsewhere. I'm just computer illiterate is a word I could use without feeling bad about it. Lotar is once he can find some time, I'm gonna have him put the website together, or we're gonna have to hire somebody to do it. You know, because I know
Okay.
he's really busy. His Sacred Dawn, they got their record. I mean, they're really busy. Carl's other band, Light Heavy, they just their record came out the other day, and so everybody's kind of busy. So I might have to hire outside the organization, say, hey, how much to do a website?
Mhm.
Just
I
just
tell you, these days after the 2 years of the pandemic and everything that that period caused, you have so many bands out there. So many bands are touring. So many bands are releasing records. I have no idea how this can go on, how long this can go on.
yeah,
So
right.
yeah, everybody understands the situation. I hope at least.
See, we're kind of in that like all them bands that wrote during the pandemic, they're putting all records out. So there's going to be a whole where they're touring, but not writing. So our record will come out at a perfect time. And then next year, we're probably going to tour and play everywhere, all the festivals and everything. And we'll be like the new band. It'd be pretty cool, you know?
Absolutely.
So having that little, taking our time and be a little bit behind it, I think is going to work out for us.
Yeah, it requires some additional planning. Again, not want to add pressure. Ron, thank you very much for your time. It's been a pleasure. It has been a pleasure seeing you guys live. Like I told you, the last one was intense to say the least.
It felt really good up there. It really did. And I thank everybody who gave us the opportunity to actually continue as the Skull. I mean, Candlemass personally wanted us to play the song or play the show. So they're friends and they're fans of us as well, which is a trip, you know. But I've known them guys a long time and they really wanted us to play. So
And
we
let's not forget that initially it was in Thalia, right? That will be that the skull will open for Candlemas.
Yeah, we're supposed to play with them at the Talia Hall a
Thalia,
while back, and
yeah.
that's like I said when Eric passed. When
So it
pandemic
was
pushed it back, then he passed away, and we weren't able to do it. And that's where like, guys, you're gonna do it this time. I'm like, okay, no problem. 'Cause we played with them at Hammer Doom, and they're like, you guys should tour with us, tour the world. And we're like, please, we will. You know.
honestly, oh, I will say that after we finish this. So Ron,
Okay,
thank you again. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, and let's keep in touch. Let's stay in touch with this.
absolutely. I appreciate your time. I wish I had more answers. That's the whole thing. But I
No,
just
no,
want
no,
to
no. It's
yeah,
perfectly
be
fine.
able to continue as the Skull and Legion of Doom is a wonderful thing. Even though to most people are confused, it seems like the same thing. It is very different.
Yeah. Thank you again.